My mom slapped me for asking about my own donation. 3 days later, her pastor called me demanding $10,000, so I took her down with one legal letter. I'd been giving $15,000 yearly to my family's church for 6 years. Always thought it was appreciated. Never expected recognition or praise. I just believed in the community programs they ran and wanted to support the work. My parents attended Grace Community Church for decades, and when I started my career, joining their congregation felt natural. Then came Easter dinner at my parents' house. The whole extended family was there. Ham, potatoes, the works. Everything seemed normal until dessert. Mom casually mentioned across the table that the church renovation fund was short this quarter. She looked directly at me and said the pastor was really counting on our family's continued generosity. I nodded, said I already set up my quarterly payments like always. Automatic transfer, same amount, same schedule. Her smile tightened. After everyone left the dining room, she pulled me aside into the kitchen. Her voice was low but firm. The pastor expects our family to give $25,000 this year, not $15,000. There's been a commitment made. I was genuinely confused. Mom, I give $15,000. You and Dad give your own donations separately. I've never pledged $25,000. That's when her expression changed. She got defensive, said the church sees us as one family unit, that my contributions reflect on all of us, that I was being selfish by making this about individual credit instead of family values. I asked her directly, have you been telling people at church that my donations are coming from you and Dad? Silence. Then she said something about how it doesn't matter who gets credit, only that God's work gets done. That's when it fully clicked. For 6 years, my mother had been taking credit for my generosity, using my donations to build her reputation as some pillar of the church community. Probably got herself on committees, boards, planning groups, all based on money I earned and gave freely. When I told her that wasn't okay, that it was dishonest, she lost it, called me ungrateful, said everything I had came from how she and Dad raised me. Before I could respond, she slapped me across the face, right there in her kitchen. I grabbed my coat and left. Didn't say another word. For 3 days, I heard nothing. Then my phone rang Wednesday afternoon. Unknown number. I answered. Hi, this is Pastor Sullivan from Grace Community Church. I'm calling about a financial matter that needs clarification. His tone was friendly, almost too friendly. He said there seemed to be some confusion about the Mitchell family pledge for this year's renovation fund. Could I help clarify when the remaining $10,000 would be arriving? I felt my stomach drop. Remaining $10,000? I told him very clearly, Pastor Sullivan, I personally donate $15,000 per year to Grace Community. I have never pledged $25,000. That's my total contribution. Long pause on the other end. Then he said my mother had personally assured him multiple times that the Mitchell family was committed to $25,000 this year, that it was something the whole family had discussed and agreed upon. I'd never had any such discussion. I thanked him for calling and said I'd be in touch. Then I hung up and spent the next hour pulling together every donation receipt, bank statement, and confirmation email from the past 6 years. Every single one had my name on it, my account, my money. I drafted one very simple email to the church finance committee, attached all the documentation, wrote that I had been making individual donations of $15,000 annually since 2018, that I had never authorized anyone to speak on my behalf regarding financial pledges. That going forward, all communication about my giving should come directly to me at my personal email, not through my parents. I copied Pastor Sullivan, and I hit send. Within an hour, my phone started blowing up. My mom called 4 times. My dad texted asking what I'd done. My sister sent a message saying Mom was crying and I needed to fix this. I ignored all of it. What I learned later, through my aunt who still talks to me, was that Pastor Sullivan called my mom immediately after getting my email, asked her to explain the discrepancy. She tried saying it was a misunderstanding, that families often pool their giving, that I was just being difficult, but the church treasurer had already pulled the records by then. Every donation for 6 years traced directly back to my personal bank account, and when they cross-referenced it with my parents' actual giving history, the truth was impossible to hide. Mom lost her position on 3 committees within the week, including the fundraising board she'd chaired for 8 years.